Hey, it's Shana. Welcome to Controlled Chaos, the podcast where we dive into the world of recovery, sharing stories of experience, strength, and hope from those who have been there and made it through. No matter where you are in your battle with addiction, alcoholism, or mental health struggles, know that there is a way out. Throughout my sobriety journey, I have often felt alone and doubted my ability to even stay sober. Starting this podcast in my room just 2 months ago, I had a dream of reaching people just like me, those who felt hopeless. As a woman in recovery, I began with 0 followers, but with a dream of offering hope to even just one person. The mission of this podcast is to connect, inspire, and provide hope to those feeling lost or struggling with addiction. Remember, the opposite of addiction and isolation is sobriety and connection. Let's come together through the Controlled Chaos podcast and support each other on the journey to healing and growth. Hit that subscribe button, leave a review, and let's build a community of support and understanding. Love you mucho. Welcome to Controlled Chaos. Can you go ahead and introduce yourself and explain kind of a little bit about you?
My name is Brandon Chastings, a.k.a. B MCFLY. B MCFLY stands for being motivated, comes from loving yourself. I'm from Philadelphia, but I live in New York. I created the B MCFLY, I guess if you could say character, when I was in rehab. I went to rehab January the 21st, 2018. And my first 2 weeks, I didn't want to be there, man. I didn't want to be there.
Does anybody?
Huh?
I said, does anybody?
I know, right? But prior to that, I got shot. July 4th, 2004. And that same year, I actually graduated from college May 2nd, 2004. So as soon as I graduated from college, I got shot. And that's when the addiction started. Because I never even heard of a Percocet. Never heard of it, never took a pill, none of that. And when I got shot, and they prescribed me, with the Percocet, but they never told me, like, yo, listen, be careful, because this is addictive, right? This thing right here will have you doing things that you don't want to do, possibly.
Yeah.
And from 2004 to 2018, I was addicted to Percocets.
So can we talk about first, I mean, you just nonchalantly said, like, yeah, I went to college and then I got shot. So, like,
Yeah.
How does that go down? Like, what's the beginning?
Well, living in Philadelphia, right? There's no gangs. Like, we didn't have traditional gangs and stuff like that, but it's still a dangerous, large city. Philly is, if you look it up, it's the 6th largest city in America.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a big city, a huge city. And when you live in aggressive environments, you got to adapt to your environment. And sometimes adapting is not just saying, I'm doing everything that everybody else is doing. But the one thing that I am doing is surviving. That's the adapt that you have to, deal with. Excuse me. And my mother had me at 15. My father had me at 17. And they were addicted to drugs.
Right.
And addicted to drugs for a very long time. And I believe that's where I picked up my addictive personality. My grandmother raised me. I was raised with 2 of my aunts, which is my sisters. Which is my mother's sisters. Mm-hmm. And my grandmother was just, doing the best that she can. My step grandfather, which I thought he was my grandfather for so long, he helped raise me with my grandmother. However, he like abused me a lot, man. So just as a kid, growing up in an aggressive environment, drug addiction is at an all-time high. I'm talking about capsules in the middle of the street, floating in the waters, going into the sewers. You see capsules. You know what I mean? You see people walking around looking like zombies. I remember my mother used to be banging on the door to try to get in the house as a kid, and I used to be like, not understanding what's going on. Yo, this is my mother. Naturally, I want her to come in. I don't know what's going on. Why y'all not letting her in? So it's the trauma of being abused over and over again by my grandfather, mentally abused, physically abused, seeing certain things happen, watching my mother get abused by my father. It was a traumatic experience just growing up.
Yeah.
So statistically, I'm not even supposed to be talking to you right now. However, I still managed to survive and go to school. But that made me play both sides of the fence. So growing up, I always played both sides of the fence. Like I want to go to school and be the right person, but I'm not afraid of nobody. Like I don't get like I'm in the hood. So it's like now I gotta just adapt the two.
So it's funny because, okay, I grew up in like a super, super small town, and it's like mostly all white people, right? The Upper Peninsula of Michigan. And when you said, so like, I don't know a whole lot of people who've ever been shot, right? And when you said I went to college and then I got shot, I was trying to reconcile the two in my head. Like most people that are like in the streets aren't like at college. So how did that? So it's funny that you bring up that you were trying to figure out both. You were trying to make something of yourself.
Yeah.
And also trying to still survive where you're at, right?
Yeah. It's one of those things where, just because you live in the hood, right, don't mean you can't make it. However, like some of us are warriors and some of us aren't. Some of us turn into the hood can make you timid, it can make you scared, it can make you paranoid, it can make you frustrated, or it can just turn you into a real warrior, a real courageous warrior. Where it's like, I don't want to hurt people, but I'm not letting nobody hurt me. And and sometimes, you got people that make it out the hood playing sports. You got people that make it out the hood getting rich. You got people that make it out the hood going to college. And you got people that make it out the hood in the morgue in a body bag. And that's just the way it is sometimes. Then you got some people that just don't make it out the hood. They adapt and they're just content now. Life is just, I'm here, I made it. What else can I do? So when I went to college, I went to I was the first person to actually go to college, graduate from college, right? Even like before going to college, bunch of fights and all that, but I graduated high school. I didn't know anything about college for real, for real. My best friend, he already had a plan. When he was, like when we were in the 8th grade, he already knew I'm going to an HBCU. I'm gonna become a Q. I'm going to be a preacher. I'm going to get married. He already had a plan.
Right.
And I'm like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna play basketball. However, I found myself following him, and I just went to college, man. And I'm like, oh shit, I'm in an all-black college. This shit is like 13th grade, man. Shout out to Lincoln University, though, man. But at the time, that's how I was feeling.
Right.
And Lincoln University is the first black college ever in America. So big shout outs to LU, man. A lot of greats come from Lincoln University besides myself. So you know what I mean? But yeah, I managed to graduate on time. But I knew that when I got back home, I'm still in an aggressive environment.
So you went back home, like to your grandparents' house?
Yeah.
Okay, what happened? Like, how did all this go down?
Man, chilling on the corners, not like this is regular. You know what I'm saying? Like you go back to the hood and it's regular. But it wasn't never instilled in me how to work college and what not to do after college. My grandmother just was like, yo, go to college. Why?
Do something.
Do something.
Yeah.
So when you don't have a plan, you already planned to fail. And that's what happened.
That's a good one.
And that's what happened, playing both sides of the fence, and I got shot.
So were you like just hanging out with the wrong people, or you were like
celebrating? It's lit. I'm celebrating. I'm the only one in the hood that graduated from college. I'm the only one in my family that graduated from college. And I take pride in going back to the hood, still being me. And that's just an ignorant mindset from, back in the day. Like,
so do you think that's why a lot of people, when like they get famous or they get like a lot of money, a lot of people are like looked down on or talked about because they don't really go back to like their home or where they came from a lot? Do you think that's why? Is because when you go back and people start to look at you and be jealous or not understand like how much work you've put in, that like you end up, I mean, like even a lot of rappers recently we've seen that have gotten killed because of that, right? Like you try to hold on to like your friends and your old stomping grounds, and it seems like, I don't know if it's like a jealousy thing. What is it?
Yeah, well, the mindset is you think you're better than me now. Like, if we all in the hood, it feels good knowing that you didn't elevate and I didn't elevate. Now, we might can't articulate that, but at the end of the day, that's the action.
Right.
Like, it's no way you're supposed to come back to the hood and start teasing everybody. Now, some people look at it as motivation. Like I'm going back to the hood. I'm thinking, it's motivation for me. Like, look at me, y'all. Like, I could stand on the corner and have a degree.
Yeah.
But that mindset is not for everybody. So, like, even for rappers, it's like, I love you more when we was down and out. Even if I did something, even if you did something for me, I probably spent that money up anyway. So now I don't like you now. Because I feel like you should be giving me more and more and more. That's the mindset. We have an ignorant mindset out here, man.
I suppose though, even when you look at like people who aren't in super bad situations, right? Like middle class people, right? I see women on Instagram and I'm like, oh, I wish I looked like that, or I wish I had that. And it's really the same. It is a little bit of human nature to be like jealous, right? Or want what other people have. And I myself, like, I'll be like, okay, you have to work hard if that's what you want. You have to, right? You don't get to just hate on her because she got things. But it's the same thing on a different scale, right?
Yeah.
But we all have that in us, though.
Yeah, I mean, shit, even as a baby or as a toddler, you ever see a toddler fight? And it's like, where did that come from? Like, we all have natural animal instincts or just natural, us being human, we feel things naturally. So even if you say you're not a hater, right? You don't necessarily gotta be a hater, but you might have 2% of hate in you. You know what I'm saying? That's just the way it is. Like, or if it's not hate, jealousy.
Right.
You might have a couple percentage of jealousy in you, whereas like I don't want to be jealous of you. I'm not maliciously jealous of you, but I'm just naturally jealous of you.
But I'm definitely jealous.
But I'm definitely jealous.
Yes.
So yeah, I got you.
Okay, so you're hanging out on the corner, and do you know like why it happened?
No. So one of the younger guys ran up and they were like, somebody did something to us. And now I'm not thinking about me being a college kid. I'm thinking about me being the go-to older guy. 22 years old, I'm a little older than some, I'm the old head. If you're 17 years old and I'm 22 years old, yeah, I'm the old head.
Right.
And you run up to me like we all chilling on the corner. I was drinking champagne and everything. And they're like, yeah, these old heads just did something to me or whatever. So we went back down there and, start fighting or whatever. And that was over with. And the guy must have caught me. He caught me slipping, basically. I was at like coming out of a spot, and he caught me. He started shooting at me. So it was never, even with the fight, it was never over.
Right. So basically, whatever happened in the fight, he came back later and was like,
Yeah. He about to feel these hot shit. And it's crazy because after I got shot, my life went backwards. Now I'm carrying guns. Now I'm shooting. And I'm also getting high too.
Right. So when you got shot, was it like, did it hurt? Did you feel it?
I'll
Were
tell
you
you
like, oh
this.
shit, or were you nothing?
I tell you this, right? I watched my life from the age almost 2 up until my age at the time. I watched my life pass me by.
So it's true when
Because,
they say that it like kind of flashes before you until you.
yeah, because that man could have went over top of my head and emptied the clip. So it's a traumatic experience.
Yeah. So do you feel like it changed you? Like,
Well, yeah, because I got to think about, somebody will shoot me or kill me out here. And that's the most scariest part, you know? Like, man, sometimes I'll be like, just living in a big city, that PTSD is real. Cause you don't know somebody about to do something. You're like, yo? And it comes from that.
a little bit paranoid?
No, that's anxiety, paranoia,
Yeah.
post-traumatic stress disorder.
So you got shot, you're in the hospital, you go home with these meds, don't really know anything about them. And what does it look like after that?
One of the best feelings in my life at the time, taking these meds. Like, yo, why they don't sell this shit over the counter at a pharmacy? And I went from taking pills for the physical pain to taking pills for the mental pain. I didn't realize all the pain that I went through. So the more I needed the pills, the more I started thinking about my childhood experience. The more I started thinking about my parents, the more I started thinking about graduating from college and I probably made the wrong decision. The more I started thinking about how I treated my son, because I had a son before I got shot. I had a son before I went to college. I started thinking about now, I got a daughter on the way. She was born April 29th, 2000. I'm sorry, my daughter was already here, but my daughter is growing. She was born April 29th, 2004. So all of these things that I'm thinking about, it's like if I did something wrong, it's really hitting me. Like, yo, damn, let me just take more pills so I can forget about this shit. Let me forget about me being abused. Let me forget about my mother. Let me forget about my father. Let me forget about everything that I once had, whatever. Let me forget about it. And my first seller, the first person that ever sold me pills was my father. Babs. And I used to say, yo, I gave my father more money for pills than he ever gave me in his life. What the fuck? This is how it works? You know what? I think about that shit later. Yo, Pop, I got $100. I remember I gave him like $700 that week for pills. Facts.
Wow. And are your parents do they still suffer with like drug addiction, or have they gotten better? Or
my mother passed away from drug addiction in 2015. My father passed away in 2020 because of like diabetes and stuff like that. However, that's a result of drug addiction.
right. So they never did end up getting sober.
My father got sober, but the reason that he got sober was because of drug addiction. He needed a kidney. He was in dialysis.
So he was just super sick. So he like had to get.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Yeah, I don't know. It's funny that you say, the first thing you said when I asked you what happened after you got the pills was, it felt like heaven. And I think that's important for people to hear that don't know a lot about drug addiction or alcoholism, is like, it's not just for most people that are addicts or alcoholics, the first time they use, it's not just like, oh yeah, that was super fun. I was at a party. I got drunk. I had fun. It's like next level, right? It's like God came down from heaven and gave you a solution to all your problems, right? All of a sudden you're like, whew, like I feel good, like good. Not like, oh, I'm having fun. Like I want to feel like this every day of life. Like, where has this been?
I mean, I'm hit up. And when I take this pill, I don't feel shit. I don't feel nothing.
Yep. And then the guilt, like a lot of people wonder, why can't you quit for your kids? Why can't you quit because you love them? Why can't you quit because of this or that? People don't realize that when you look at your children and you feel guilty for what you've been doing, it makes you use more.
Yes.
Like it's a cycle of like, I feel like shit, and how I deal with feeling like shit is I take that thing that quiets it. The pills, the alcohol, whatever it is, right? It like stops that guilt. It's almost like we don't know how to feel anything anymore and we don't want to.
Why will I stop when the reality is I really want to die? Yeah. Stopping is so hard to do in facing a harsh reality. So when it's not fun anymore, right? Now it's a way of life. In the beginning, drugs is not a way of life. It's just something to do.
Right.
Then it becomes a way of life. And the only thing that you see is pills, drugs, whatever your drug of choice is. So nothing is going to stop me or get in my way from getting that drug of choice.
Right.
Because in the back of my mind, I have so much stored garbage that I would rather just die with it.
Right.
And it's an indirect way of committing suicide.
That's very true. I used to have a friend when I worked in drug treatment. I worked in drug treatment for many years, and she would always say that something about like when you're a drug addict, alcoholic, everybody always says it leads to deaths, institutions, whatever. And she would always say, no, you're lucky if you just die from drug addiction or alcoholism. The truth is most people just live miserable forever. And that's worse right? When you think about how bad you feel and think about feeling like that forever, it's like you would just rather not be here. But most people don't get that, right? Most people end up hurting themselves, hurting everybody around them for years and years and years, unless they can get sober, right? It's not usually that you just die.
Nah, man, you gotta suffer.
Yeah.
You gotta suffer with depression. You gotta suffer with anxiety. You gotta suffer with humiliation. That's why I say those who are recovering addicts are probably the most strongest people in the world, man. Because when you face humiliation like that, do you know the things that certain people had to do to get that drug of choice?
Yeah.
It's not that they wanted to do it. They had to do it. And the ignorance behind it is, like you said, you could just get off. What about your kids? Motherfuckers gonna make me want to use even more. Stole from my kids. I remember looking at my son, he cried, man. And my demon side was like, shut the fuck up. I'm spending this. I stole your game and I'm going to get money for this game.
Right.
My angel side was like, you're just a piece of shit. So my demon side was like, go hurry up and get high so you don't keep listening to your angel side.
Right. And that's
you
exactly
know?
right. As soon as you start to step in and be like, yo, this isn't right. Like, you shouldn't do that. You can't continue this.
My conscious and my subconscious start talking
Yeah.
to me.
It's just going to shut it up with the alcohol or with the drugs, right?
The alcohol or the drugs. And people don't even know alcohol is probably the worst drug of them all.
Yeah. So what did it actually look like for you? Like, what did your life, what did addiction look like for you? Like, what did your life consist of during those years?
Begging, borrowing, sleeping on couches, stealing, committing criminal activities, using women, using people. I did everything under the sun to get a drug of choice except for something with another man. And how can I say this? When I went to rehab, right, I heard stories about men doing things with other men, right? And I said, I'm no different from them. Although I didn't do what they did, I'm still no different from them. Because the next level is the next level. I stole from my fucking kids, man.
Right.
You heard?
Yeah.
What makes me better than them? Because they did shit with another man.
Yeah.
Come on, you know?
So what actually got you into rehab? I know you didn't want to go at first, but what kind of got you there?
First, I want to say shout out to my co-parent. She enabled me a lot, but that was her weakness, right? But she always stuck by me. And we're not together now. However, I'm forever indebted to her. Like, I'm forever indebted to her. And I tried to commit suicide over and over again. I tried, like, it was a time where I was like, yo, listen, I'm taking these last pills, and I recorded myself. God, just let me die. Like, I'm talking about, let me die a high death. Like, I'm no good to me. I'm no good to my family. I'm no good to the community. What the fuck you got me here for? You know what I'm saying? Like, Look at everything I've been through. Like, for real, God, you the one put me through this shit.
Mm-hmm.
You heard? Like, you put me through this shit. Like, why the fuck? Like, my mother's 15, my father's 17. Like, what the fuck?
Right.
So you know what I'm gonna do? I was taking so many pills. I know I was taking fake pills. I know it. Did I like literally know it? No. But I knew, man, so many people probably gave me fake pills. And ain't no telling what was in the fake pills.
Right.
I used to take, like, if I can afford it, 15 30s a day. Wait, I'm sorry. Give me 1 second.
You're okay.
Okay, 1 second. 15 30s a day, like 12 Xannies. Those are 12 Xanax pills. And I used to be like, man, let me just die, man. Like, don't wake me the fuck up in the morning.
Right.
Please don't wake me up in the morning. And every time I woke up, man, it's like I got to go through this withdrawal all over again. So I said, you know what, I'm ready. I tried to commit suicide so many times, it didn't work. So that's what it was. And that's what made me say, you know what, I'm going in.
So you were talking about, is it your daughter's mom?
I have 4 children.
Mm-hmm.
3 co-parents. So my last 2 kids' mother out in New York.
So she's the one that was there for you and helped you out a spot.
Yeah. She felt the wrath more than anybody.
I think that's kind of cool though. And I heard you when you said, she enabled you a lot. And I think that's what a lot of people, including me, right, do when you love somebody, right? You don't want to
Yeah.
shut them down. You don't want to tell them,
Yeah.
want them to
Right.
get better, but you also want them to be like content, right? So like I'm sure watching you go through withdrawal or watching you like not feel well, she probably did do a lot of things to help you to feel better and that type of thing. But I think it's cool that even though you guys aren't together, that you take the time and like say like I appreciate her and what she's done because it there aren't a lot of people out there that know how to co-parent well. And I'm not saying that you guys co-parent well. I don't know you guys, but
Yeah, because we don't.
cool. It's cool when you can give somebody props and be like, they were really there for me. They really cared for me.
I'm going to forever love this woman for what she's done to me. It's unfortunate that we couldn't be together because my plan was different. My plan, I was on drugs, man, and I was using her. And this is why I suffered for it. I didn't, if I wasn't, man, I wouldn't have used that woman.
Mhm.
Every article that I've been in so many articles, big articles, and I mention her name because she's the key component to the sobriety. Facts. And I'm forever grateful for her. And like I said, man, she raised my children well. I mean, we have our issues, but they're not issues that like I can't stand you, I hate you issues. It's more so like the way she's a woman, I'm a man, and we just raise kids differently.
Right.
But
Right.
other than that though, I'm forever grateful for her.
Okay, so you go to rehab, right? And
Shout out to Arms Acres, man. Shout out to Arms Acres, man. Upstate New York. I have COVID too, so I'm kind of like, so
you have COVID right now?
yes, it's kind of like going away. So I feel I'm a little weak a little bit, but it's all right.
Jeez, I thought we were done with that.
Well, shit, where you live at is probably done. I live in the city. I live in New York City.
So it'll probably never be done.
Right.
Okay, so you go to rehab, you're getting sober, you create this B MCFly. What's up with that? Where did that come from?
So my first 2 weeks in rehab was hell. Not hell, but it was just like, man, fuck this shit. I don't want to be here.
Right.
I remember this vividly. I was here because this is like Arms Acres, New York is upstate New York, right? So it's mountain lions, it's coyotes, bobcats, there's all types of shit up there, right? Hold up, is this a friendly? I'm not supposed to cuss, right?
So you can cuss.
Oh, all right. So there's all types of shit up there, right? And I was like, yo, people were actually bringing in dogs. I mean, bringing in drugs in that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, yo, the dogs is here. I told y'all better like, do what y'all got to do because they coming. Man, the counselor was like, that's no dogs, man. Them dogs not coming in here. I said, so what is that? They're like, nah, that's coyotes. I said, what? They said, yeah, when they catch when they finally catch an animal or whatever, they call their other friends to come eat. So you can leave rehab. Once you leave, it's all on you. They're not helping you get home. They're not helping you find a cab. They're not helping you get on the bus. They're not helping you do shit because all the help is inside the building. Man, I said, you know what? I was thinking about leaving. I ain't leaving.
But you didn't want to be outside with no coyotes?
And see, the hell no. On top of the fact that it wasn't like nowhere to run to. Like I'm in the middle of nowhere. So it's like by the time you start walking, it's probably gonna take like 3 hours to find somebody to be like, oh yeah, help me out. And then I'm black as shit, big as shit. Ain't nobody trying to help me out up there. What is 6'3" guy? Man, nah, we ain't helping you. Figure it the fuck out. As a matter of fact, we about to call a cop. So nah, I just said, I'm just gonna keep my black ass in there. And I said, you know what? I think I'm gonna do these last 2 weeks creating. When I go home, I'm gonna create skits. I'm gonna let the world know who I am. I'm gonna create this sober messenger character. I'm gonna be the top motivator in the world. I'm gonna be so transparent. And that's what I did on the internet. Like I already had the plan.
Mm-hmm. So how did it grow? Like you have a pretty big following. You have a pretty big, was it just being yourself and sharing your story?
I created a skit. And my first skit that I created, I was in a bathroom and I act like I was locked up. And it looked like a freaking jail cell.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, yo, what's up, gangster? You want to be a gangster? Well, this is where gangsters live at. And then I kept saying my spill or whatever. Then I was like, yeah, I got life. And then I'm talking about, I put it on Facebook, I put it on Instagram. And when I mean every freaking body was like, Brandon, what happened? Ah. And I'm just like, yo, I'm here. I was getting calls from all over with DMs and everything from all over. Like, yo, the video went super viral. And I'm like, oh shit, I'm up to something. Let me keep doing this again. And I start chasing that high.
Right.
And, telling my story along the way. So I'm talking, creating skits, talking, creating skits. People are gravitating to the skits. Now you listening to the message. The message is even more compelling. So it's like, oh shit, who is this guy? And that's how it worked out. I remember my son when I did my first skit, right? My oldest son, I told him to hold the camera and like do something for me. He like, Dad, what you think you about to take off and be famous? Little Brandon, I'm famous now, sir. Yes.
You're like, here
6 years ago. 6 years ago, when you tried to crack your jokes, yeah, look at your dad now.
I love it. But he's probably proud of you, right?
Oh yeah. He, kids are they hate on their parents.
Mm-hmm.
You can't play ball better than me. You didn't get the girls like I get them. You didn't do this. You can't do that. All right, man. Go ahead.
Okay, so you have like a store in New York or something like that. What are you doing? What do you got going on? I saw you with LeBron James.
Yeah. No, not LeBron. Not LeBron.
No, not
Lamar
LeBron.
Odom.
Lamar
Lamar
Odom.
Odom.
There we go. I was like,
Yeah.
what?
So
I know
yeah,
the girl. I'm like,
Ma-
I'm not making
Lamar
up.
Lamar Odom is my friend, man. Um,
Stop it.
huh?
Stop it. He's like your actual friend.
I mean, I'm not going to say we both share the disease of addiction. You know what I mean? You my friend now, you know?
Yes.
But we've seen each other more than once.
Right.
Yeah, so we know who we are. We know each other.
Right. That's
Um,
so cool though. Not just him, but like just in general that like I'm sure you've gotten a lot of opportunities that you thought you would have never had, right? From being sober.
yes, Master P. I work with Master P. My God. Like, I never thought in a million years I'd be working with Master P.
You know what's crazy? I took a master class with who's the guy from Pretty Ricky? I'm so ridiculous. Anyways, I took a master class with him and Master P came there and did this like big pep talk. And I never realized this is going to sound so bad. He's so freaking smart and so like good, like a businessman, right? Like, and knows
Yes.
much and like really, really cares about helping other people. Like, I don't know why, but that is not like who I was expecting. One of
Now,
the coolest, nicest people ever.
listen, when in order to be an entrepreneur, right, and make a lot of money, you don't got to be that smart. You just got to be intelligent.
Right.
You got to know how to navigate. My college professors, because I was trying to get my master's degree at one point, but the drug addiction just kept kicking my ass, right? I had some business professors that never owned a business,
Hmm.
but they taught business courses. So it's like, that's being smart. That man never went to school. That man never, went to college or whatever, and he made millions. You got to have some type of intelligence to do that.
Right. Yeah, I was like super impressed. He was so cool and like so down to earth. And
Yeah,
I
he's
was
very down
like,
to
wow,
earth. Shout out to
yeah,
Master P, man. Very down to earth.
very
So
cool.
yeah, I mean, Steph Curry. You ever heard? You know who Steph Curry is?
I
Yeah.
know his.
Uh, uh, well, he follows me. He follows me.
Stop it. That's
Yeah,
so
Steph. Yeah,
cool.
and that's off of skits that I created.
That's really cool. So you've gotten a chance to kind of like change the legacy, right? Like from what your parents had gone through and all of that, and like what you do with your children. Like you've kind of changed things up. Like, how does that feel?
Like the golden child, man. because I'm doing something totally different from what I experienced.
Mm-hmm.
And I lost a lot of people. I lost a lot of people in my years of being so. I lost my mother. All right, so I got sober in 2018.
Mm-hmm.
So before I got sober, my mother passed away in 2015. And that made my drug addiction shoot to the roof. But in the process of me getting sober, between 2018 and now, I lost my stepmother and my father in the same year. That was 2020. I lost my best friend since kindergarten, my grandmother, my grandfather, 2021. My son got shot in 2020. When I was living downtown in the sky rising, I got robbed around my area where I lived at. So that messed with me. That messed with my mind. In 2022, I was literally in a shootout in 2023 in January. Somebody was trying to, Fox News, right, said
Mm-hmm.
that this was an assassination attempt. That's what they called it. Because I'm positive. I'm doing nothing but positive work. I'm out here trying to save the community. And see, the thing that I've learned is when you are going against the narrative, people don't like that. Malcolm X got killed. Huey P. Newton got killed. Martin Luther King got killed. These are the things that I'm thinking about. So luckily, I'm able to carry around a legal gun to protect myself. And all the things that I went through while being sober, I didn't use yet.
Right.
This is why I know that I'm here for a reason, to change the narrative, to break the generational curse, to show my family that's left. I am the leader. I will lead us into victory.
So does it feel like kind of sad that your mom didn't get to see you where you are now? Or are you just like, she's looking down, she knows?
It's a little mixture of both. It's just sad that everybody's going, man.
Yeah.
Everybody, because I get lonely. Like
Yeah.
you can't be so even not being in a relationship, right? You want to be in a relationship for a lot of reasons. And having somebody to talk to and console you is one of them. Because it would feel good to go to my grandmother's house and just chill.
Right.
Or if I could go to my mother's house and just be like, Mom, what you cooking?
Mm-hmm.
Can you make me some of, you know what
Right.
I'm saying? And now I'm the hierarchy, the leader of the union now. So it's a bittersweet situation.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely cool that you've like changed the narrative and that you are where you are. But it definitely has to be sad that your mom and dad and,
Yeah.
aren't there to kind of see it, right?
Yeah. My grandmother was able to see a lot of it. She was, and she was definitely proud.
Well,
You
that
know,
makes
my father was able to see a lot of it too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I
So
mean, it's all
go ahead.
no. Go ahead.
As far as plans going forward, what's life look like? What do you got going on in the future?
I need some acting gigs. I need some
Yeah.
acting gigs. I need to help create some content.
Mhm.
Um, I'm a brand ambassador for a clothing store in New York. So I don't own the store. I'm just a brand ambassador.
Oh, that's
so yeah. More businesses, man. I gotta, bring these back. I don't want to kill you. I want to heal with you. Shirts.
Oh, that's awesome.
You know what I'm saying? I wrote a book. I wrote a children's book. It's called Anybody Can Be McFly. It's a dope book for the kids, man. Because B McFly stands for being motivated, comes from loving yourself. So we got to let the kids know you're B McFlying if you're loving yourself. You're B McFlying if you're listening to your parents and your guardians. You're B McFlying if you're going to school. You're B McFlying if you're chasing your dreams. You already B McFlying, man. Come on now.
So where can they get the book?
Amazon. Anybody could be McFly.
Yay, I love it. All right. So if you had anything that you wanted to leave our listeners with, what would it be?
Don't be ashamed of your story. You got to be ashamed if there's no ending to your story. The story is, you are the best author to your story. So talk about it. It's 8 billion people in this world, man. You mean to tell me you can't save one from your story? Come on, man. And like, transparency is therapy for me. I believe that when I release it, I can't walk around with a constipated mentality. I'm going to explode. The body got to release, so does your mind. I'm going to explode. So I got to release it. And it's a way that you release it, Some people release it by meditation. Some people release it by yelling. Some people release it by, talking about it. But you don't got to release it through drugs. You don't got to release it through sex. You don't got to release it through food. You don't got to release it by starving yourself, because it's not actually releasing. It's just storing. It's self-sabotaging.
Right.
You don't got to release it through anger. And for those who feel like they want to do this work, right? Action speaks louder than words, which is true. But I'm going to take it a step further and say character speaks louder than actions. My character is sober. My character is who I am when nobody's looking. So that's my stuff.
I love it. Okay, so where can they find you if they want to follow you? I know you already got a lot of followers, but if they aren't following you, where can they follow you?
Just go to B MCFLY _. That's Instagram. Or you can just Google. Just BRANDON, Brandon, CHASTANG, Chastang, Brandon Chastang. You can get all my social medias. You can read all of my articles. You can see all my news clippings. You can see everything, man. You can get everything you want in Google.
All right. Well, I appreciate you coming on so much. It's been cool. It's been fun.
I really appreciate you too. And, just thanks for reaching out, man. You know what I mean? This is the beauty of technology, right? You all the way in Michigan. I'm all the way in New York, man. So that's lit.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you coming on and answering me and all that jazz. I was like, he has all these followers. He's not going to answer me.
Listen, when you said sobriety and all of that, I said, oh, okay.
As we conclude this powerful episode of Controlled Chaos, a recovery podcast, I want to extend my heartfelt gratitude to each and every listener who has joined us on this journey of resilience and renewal. These stories are shared with the hope that someone out there struggling in the shadows of addiction may find a glimmer of hope and inspiration. If you're listening and in need of support on your own path to sobriety, please remember that you are not alone. Visit my website at www.controlledchaoscoaching.com and schedule a discovery call today. Together we can explore the possibilities of healing, growth, and a brighter future ahead. Thank you for being a part of this community, for your courage in facing your challenges, and for believing in the power of transformation. Remember, there's always hope, and help is within reach. Until next time, stay strong, stay hopeful, and keep moving forward on your journey to recovery. Love you mucho.